You can't add more days to your life, but you can add more life to your days. Hey, it's Brian from Hope Writers. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few of the secrets that I've discovered over time that have given me more than 24 hours in a day. Here's the reality, right? Wisdom. Wisdom is numbering our days. Teach us to number our days so we might gain a heart of wisdom. So knowing, understanding that you only have X number of days left begins your journey on wisdom. So there's actually something called the death day calculator, where you can go on, you just Google death day calculator and type in a couple pieces of information like when you were born and a little bit of health history, and it will give you a prediction of your last day, which is kind of crazy. And so I've done that over the years, and generally I'm going to live to about 85 years old. So I'm 47 at the time of this video recording, which means that I have less than 40 years left in my life. And you can do the math on how many actual days that is. But what if you could multiply your days? What if you could squeeze more juice out of the lemon or the orange of every day? It is possible. Right now in my life, one day probably equals about 25 to 30 days. So how is that possible? How can you take 1 hour and make it worth 10 hours or 100 hours or 1,000 hours? That's what I want to talk about in this video. And this is especially for you if you're in midlife, if you're in your 40s or your 50s, and you're saying, oh my goodness, it feels like life is going by so fast. See, the reality is you can't save time. You can't capture time in a bottle and drink it later. Time keeps on ticking. And what happened yesterday is gone. You can't redo yesterday. You can't take an hour from yesterday and put it into today and have 25 hours today. But what you can do is you can make more with what you have. You can multiply your time. So let's talk about exactly how. There's 3 strategies. Strategy number 1 is you've got to eliminate the time wasters. There are things in your life right now. There are things that I had in my life that I just knew it's just not worth it. And if it's not worth it, it's a waste. If it's not worth your time, if doing that thing is not being a good steward of your time and you're only given the gift of 24 hours, then you gotta say no. You can donate it, you can sell it, you can throw it away, but you don't need to hang on to it. You don't need to do it. There are things in our lives that we just need to flush, just get rid of. So for example, one of those things for me years ago, probably 10 years ago now, is email. Just the reality is I'm never going to get to inbox 0. And what I mean by that is I'm never going to get to a point where I am able to slow down and read every single email that comes into my email inbox. Now, I have a system for prioritizing emails that come from real people like our authors and our clients and maybe potential authors and some of my colleagues and our affiliates and, people that I want to make sure that I respond to. But the idea that I can respond to every single email or even process every single email that comes into my email inbox is not a worthwhile use of my time. And the idea that just because someone sent it means I need to read it, means I need to reply, means I need to do something with it is a fool's errand because there's just not enough time in the day. Okay. Another one is entertainment. There are so many things that we could distract ourselves to death with, right? That your Audible credits. I mean, how many audiobooks do you have that you haven't listened to? How many YouTube videos can you watch that you haven't watched? How many books do you have on your nightstand that you'll never read? It might be time to number your days to begin the heart the heart of wisdom begins by numbering our days. And so literally I did this recently. I took my entire shelves, because I have bookshelves at home and bookshelves at work. And I went through it and I said, am I going to read this book in the next 1,000 days? Like, am I going to, in the next 3 years, which is a long time, am I going to even open this book? If not, get rid of it. donate it. I'm letting my parents sell it because they have like an Amazon business where they sell. So let them get the value of the book. And listen, if the book comes back up and we decide to study it in the future, then I'll go buy it. I'll support the author again. So get rid of it. In your 24 hours, there are things that you just need to get rid of. It might mean it's time to not do the lawn anymore. Let somebody else do the lawn. It might be time to let somebody else do the meal prep. Let somebody else do the laundry, because you see yourself in midlife. You say, I want to write a book. I want to start a podcast. I want to start a business, but I'm spending all this time doing these other things that somebody else can do. I'm looking at painting my office, and immediately I was like, oh, I should go pick the paint. I should go to the store and buy the paint. I should go get brushes and paints. And then I went, wait a second. I could spend hours doing that, or I can make one phone call to Victor, and Victor's our painter. And I can have Victor come over. I could show him a couple screenshots of the YouTube videos of what I want my studio to look like, and I could let Victor handle it. Let him handle it. I mean, literally, it would be a 15-minute investment for a 8-hour return. 8-hour return. So I multiplied my time not by 8x, 16x, but by 32x by calling Victor. See where I'm going with this? So eliminate the things that somebody else can do or that are not worthwhile doing. Number 2 is delegate. Delegate what someone else can do to them. There are so many things in our lives, and I'll just stick with me. There's so many things in my life that I used to do that I don't do anymore because someone else can do it faster or cheaper or better, actually. All three, really. Faster, cheaper, and better. So as an example, the first books that we published, I went through them. I didn't quite edit them. Like I was like, I'm not the editor, but I was very involved in the details of every single one of those books, helping to pick the cover and helping to formulate the title and even coming up with like the marketing copy for the book, like really investing time into each book, but then training a team to then take it further than I could go, building a team that I could pass the work on to, that they can take areas, sections, roles of and take it on so we can scale. At the time of this video, we have now published 90 books. I haven't even read on, it's impossible for me in 2 years or less, it's just the time that we publish these books, for me to even read 90 books, let alone edit them, let alone design them, let alone format them. Do you get it? So what about you? What about you? What's the work that's in your life right now, whether it's like work or like homework, that you could give to somebody else? That's how you multiply your time. And as somebody in midlife, when you look at your life and you say, you know what, I've only got 3 years to 50. I have 3 years to 50. I got 13 years, so I'm 60. Oh, I can't give myself 14 years. I only have 13 years to 60. But what I can do is I can multiply every single day. I can't add days to my life, but I can add life to my days. I can add life to my days. And so what we do is we eliminate the distractions and the drudgery. We focus on the desired zone and the dream, like what is it you really want to do? And then we find people who are faithful to steward the role, to do it well, and to pass it on to them. It's the Timothy principle. Trustworthy men, 5 trustworthy people that you can hand the work to, that you can hand the message to and say, you know what? I'm going to get you ready. And once you're ready, I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to entrust this message to you for you to take this over. I would love you to be the editor of the book. I would love you to take over this role so that I can delegate and elevate. I can go to the next level in what the Lord has for me because you're able to take this off of my plate. That's how you make more time out of the time that you have.